Hi, everyone. Welcome to Psychic Connection, Collaboration over Competition. And today I have the pleasure of welcoming Amanda Lenzo. She's the owner of Lens of Love. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, I'm excited to be here.
Me too. I'm excited that you're here. So I always like to jump right in. And I want to let everyone know that I had a session with you, which was totally amazing, awesome, phenomenal. There's so many adjectives I could say. But what you do is you use 4 modalities in the session. You use Reiki, sound healing, massage therapy, and crystals. So why did you decide on combining all of these modalities in one session?
I'm not really sure. I think it all kind of came to me at different points in time. And then the more you learn, the more you realize just how everything's connected. Our physiology and our anatomy and our energetic auric fields. So it ended up making sense, really combining all of it. That way you were getting a full healing spectrum. You're activating the healing of your auric field. You're also healing your muscles and your tissues of your being. And crystals come into play because they're fun.
Yeah, we can talk about them. Yeah.
They're willing too, which is funny. Each one of them really carries their own vibration and their own frequency, and they act as little conduits for us so we can really harness whatever intention we have. And they love them, they love it. It's saying that you end up kind of speaking to each one and really getting to know the vibration of each organism, right? Because that's what they are.
Yeah.
So it just made sense to combine all of it together. And I never had a session like the one that I offer. And I think it's something that I've always dreamed of receiving. And it motivated me to bring that to the table for others.
Yeah, it's very unique. So, you get 4 in 1, which is totally awesome.
Yeah.
So I feel, and I'm sure you do too, feel you are a born healer, definitely amazing healing abilities. So please tell us how you started realizing your abilities.
I think I always knew at a young age. I was always a little bit different, if you want to say that. I definitely was always very empathic. I think I was born into that role, even from previous lifetimes. I know that I was a bit of a witch or an alchemist in previous lifetimes. But I think it was also, my life and my experiences that I went through that activated that within me. I think we're always given that choice, right? That free will to either allow a negative situation to impact us in a negative way, or do we flip it and utilize that to grow and evolve? And that was my intention, was to just help heal others so that maybe they didn't have to go through the pain that I went through. I'd say it was really heavily activated 11 years ago when I was in a car accident, and I equate that to my rebirth. And afterwards, I really suffered from anxiety, depression, feeling just very lost and alone. And it made me start to question kind of reality and God and what our purpose was here on earth. And I started to research a lot of different healing modalities. I started to research a lot of different religions and belief systems, and it led me to Reiki. And the first session I had with my Reiki master, I felt such a profound level of relief and connectedness. something that I never really felt before.
Right.
And it allowed me the space to really heal and grow and not be so consumed by whatever anxieties I had. And that's what's motivated me.
Yeah. Now you mentioned Reiki, and that is the first modality that you used. So I guess you start to talk a little bit more about Reiki, but what really drew you in?
Yeah, what really drew me in was that first session I had, and it helped me in such a way that talk therapy and even like things like biofeedback and other therapies just really didn't help me. Um, and essentially, Reiki is just the channeling of life force energy or ki, whatever you want to call it, but each being has it within them. And I always say that Reiki is just love. It's just opening up that channel of love and allowing it to move through you and realizing that you're connected to everything, which I think is something that I lacked through talk therapy and things of that nature.
Right.
I felt I was really just kind of replaying everything that ever happened instead of finding a way to move through it and move past it. And Reiki really gave me that ability and that opportunity.
Okay. Now the next one is sound healing. So what are the benefits from sound healing? Oh, I loved it when you
sound was a game changer for me. When I found sound, it moves through you in such a way that I never experienced before, and it really activates Reiki and any form of healing. It makes it move through you quicker and faster, and it's just more effective. Sound, I use sound because it's just vibration, right? And that's all we are, is vibration and frequency. So sound moves through you, through your bones, through your blood, through your fascia. It activates every cell, every molecule of your being, and it's sending that vibration of love and DNA repair. And it's just aligning all of these different frequencies through your body so that you form connectedness and hopefully come to a place of, homeostasis. Sound activates
something. Homeostasis. I'm not up on that word.
Okay.
Can you say a little bit more? Sorry.
Homeostasis it's really the goal, I guess, of being in these physical bodies. It's to come into complete alignment. And we have to do that through all the different modalities that I really introduced to you. Sound, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system. So it's going to activate that rest and digest response in your body, which is very difficult for us, especially in these challenging times, to find center in. So we do that through forms of meditation. You can do it through yoga, you can do it through chanting, you can do it through, diaphragmatic breathing. But the real easy way is sound. And I use tuning forks, I use crystal singing bowls, I use drums, chimes, Tibetan singing bowls, really whatever is called to me.
Right. Now, one of my favorite parts was the massage therapy. But tell us, it's pretty involved. I mean, you tell us about the training process and the certification involved.
For massage therapy, I took actually an abbreviated version of the class. So I did 7 months. I went 3 days a week, 8 hours a day, sometimes longer because we had to practice, obviously, on people. And then you have to pass a test, and then you pass a state exam. You have to know really physiology, anatomy, pathology, kinesiology. There were definitely moments during the course where I was like, am I studying to be a doctor? Like,
it sounds like that.
Yeah. But it really opened my eyes just to how incredible we are. And I think it's important for all of us to really understand the connectedness of our bodies and our minds, and how
Most
it affects
definitely.
our energetic field. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, crystals, I know you use them. And you talked a little bit earlier about the crystals, but they're so popular now. There are
Yeah.
places where they sell crystals, and I'll go into a little shop, and I don't know too much about them, but they'll have little sayings of what they do. And I see even young, especially younger girls, like teenage girls and younger kids, they're getting into these crystals. Why do you think so? And can we use them just ourselves as well? I
Of
guess.
course. I think because crystals are just so beautiful, right?
They are. They're
So
very pretty.
we're attracted to them.
Here's
Um, but even when we were children, I mean, we used to gather rocks, right? You'd
rocks.
pick up a rock, you'd have a favorite rock, and you'd keep it with you in the house or in your pocket, whatever it was. And that's the same thing we're doing with crystals. We're attracted to them. And each one elicits a different frequency and could have a different meaning. It could have a different attribute to a specific chakra or emotion. So crystals are just, they're fun, they're beautiful, and they're attractive. So the wonderful thing about crystals is that they're really easy to use. I tell people, especially when I'm teaching Reiki or about crystals, is that everything's intention. So you can pick up a rock that you find on the side of the road and you can intend that it's going to heal you and bring you peace and bring you joy. And it will. Everything's intention. And yeah, crystals are just fun. They're really absorbent. They act as really great conduits. So when you have that intention that it's going to bring a form of peace or healing or alignment, and you put it on someone's body with that intention, it's going to activate.
Now, what's a crystal board?
Okay, crystal boards. I mean, you'll find them everywhere now, just little packets of every crystal, with all different colors, and it'll have different attributes to align your chakras. So you can use crystal boards really easily. I use crystal boards when I'm doing like distant Reiki. If I want to send Reiki to someone that's not in the room, I'll just align some crystals, and I'll have that intention. And we can do that if we want to manifest something. We could write down, what we want to manifest. We can put that intention into that crystal, put that crystal on top of that piece of paper, and then we can charge it, right, with that intent. It's really simple. Intention is everything. If we intend that we're going to have a good day and live a happy life, then we'll do that.
And we will. So we have more power than we realize.
Yes.
Yeah. So now, what other services, do you offer?
So I offer Reiki, sound therapy, and massage. My most popular experience is a 2-hour experience. So you're going to lay on a massage table. You're going to receive hands-on Reiki. You'll receive sound through tuning forks. So it's called tuning your biofield. And I'm going to move through your auric field and tune it to the frequency of love and DNA repair. And then you're going to receive sound through crystal singing bowls, drums, chimes, whatever is really called to me. And then we move into a full body Swedish massage. So
that massage, I have to say, was heavenly. It was truly heavenly. I felt like I was floating after when I was.
Yeah. So you're getting a full spectrum of healing, and then whatever visions or messages that come to me throughout the process, I end up sharing with you. And it's really incredible. It's an incredible experience. And
Yes, I highly recommend it. I
um,
actually heard it.
yeah, I'm just in deep, deep gratitude that this is where my life is right now, because this is what I've dreamed of.
Yeah, you're doing, I feel, what you're truly meant to do.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you have, gifts, amazing gifts, and you're using them to heal people, and it's just a perfect
Thank
fit there. Now, you also teach, though, right?
I do.
What classes do you have?
I teach Reiki, all levels. So there's going to be 4 levels to get to the master teacher level, which is where I am. I teach crystal courses, and I'm going to definitely be expanding, my classes that I'm teaching. I'd love to get into, sacred geometry,
Hmm.
things of that nature, just anything that's going to expand our consciousness and our connection to our higher selves.
Perfect. Now, what's the best way for someone to contact you? Either for a session or a class? Yeah.
You can follow me on Instagram. It's going to be Lens of Love LLC. You can also follow me on Facebook at my Lens of Love page. And you can reach me via email. So that's going to be lensoflove@gmail.com.
Do you have a website yet or not?
I do not have a website yet. We'll get there.
Oh, okay, working on the website.
Yeah.
So maybe Gmail is a good way, or Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So which one do you prefer? And I'm going to have you spell it out very slowly, so
Okay.
the listeners will be able to pick that up.
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram. It's going to be LENZ of love. You can also follow me on Facebook there. And then my Gmail account is going to be Lens of Love, LENZ of love @gmail.com.
Okay, that's easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely recommend Amanda. She's truly amazing. And Amanda, you gave a quote that I really loved. And your quote says, "The mind and body are not separate. What affects one affects the other." So please elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah. I ended up reading a book. It's called Heal Your Body. And it really speaks of there being a metaphysical reason for every physical symptom. And it just made sense to me. So I started to really dissect that and incorporate that into my practice. And I found it to be true. We tend to carry grief and sadness in our lungs. We tend to carry anger in our liver, and really any area that expands from that. So when you're working with someone's field, with their auric field, you start at, it looks like a bubble around someone, and you start at really the outermost edge, and that's going to be gestation and birth. And the closer you move to someone's body is going to be the closer in time, the closer in age they are now. It's sort of like the rings of a tree. If you cut down a tree and you can read it, and you can see the age it is, and you can see that maybe there was a year that there was drought or malnutrition. And I do that with your field. So we end up carrying, I hate to use the word trauma, but we end up carrying trauma, sadness, moments of anger, whatever it may be that's affecting us. And we carry that through our lifetime, and we carry it in our field. And if we don't deal with our emotions, and deal with that, come face to face with that, it's going to end up manifesting in a physical form in our body. And I end up seeing the connectedness of that in the work. It's grown to such a spectrum now that I can see it so clearly, with every one of us.
So that is a great segue to, I know while you were working on me, and then every, client that you work on, during your session, you get feelings, thoughts, messages. And then at the end, you sit down with a client and you explain the different things that came to you,
Yeah.
regarding that, which I absolutely loved. And I think everybody wants to hear, gee, what'd you pick up on me?
Yes. Yeah.
So can you, without, I guess, getting specific, but can you give us some examples of, what came through, for you when you were working on clients?
Yeah. It's really amazing that it's different every time. I go into these sessions and I am just a conduit. I have no idea what's going to come through. And it comes in so many different forms for me. I'm very visual. I would say majority of the session, my eyes are closed and I'm just moving around, seeing through my third eye and seeing those visions and where I need to work. And sometimes, sometimes fairies come through, sometimes gnomes. I have little helpers, sometimes it'll be butterflies, sometimes it's dragonflies, sometimes I'll see an elephant, a horse. It's very strange, and I really can't make it up, the things that I see and experience. And then at the end, you end up, discussing it with the client, and you find out that there is a connection. Either that holds meaning for them, or, it's something they were thinking about, or something they had seen the day before. And it's really just messages from, my angels, from my spirit team, as well as theirs, in a way that's going to make sense for them to comprehend, to understand, and to integrate.
Right. Yeah. So that's another part, actually. That's like the icing on the cake. It's wonderful. It truly is wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give to others, maybe who wanted to start exploring their intuition or expanding their intuition? I ask all my guests that, and I'm always interested to see what everybody has to say. Yeah.
I would say, obviously, meditation is just the easiest way to access that doorway, between us and God, between us and all that is, our higher selves. We have to come into alignment with that. And meditation doesn't have to be, sitting quietly in lotus pose and telling yourself not to think. I always tell my clients meditation is different for everyone. So for some, it could be gardening. For some, it could be going for a walk on the beach. For some, it's sewing or knitting. It's whatever's going to bring you to that state of peace, and connectedness. I'd say yoga is a great way to activate that. Tai Chi, Qigong, anything of that nature is really, it's going to open you up to seeing just how connected we all are, and how important that is.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, that's definitely wonderful advice. Yeah. So, wow. We did cover a lot, so we're going toward the end. But I would like you to say the name of your business again, and give us your address, your physical address as well, and then just say your email address one more time so people
can
contact you.
I am the proud owner of Lens of Love, Reiki and Wellness. I'm located in Toms River, New Jersey, and my Gmail account is going to be lensoflove@gmail.com, LENZ.
Thank you, Amanda. So it truly, truly was a pleasure. I loved Amanda so much that I bought gift certificates for my husband and my brother. So I've been telling friends and family about Amanda because I just love her. Her healing is truly amazing. Like we've discussed, you don't just get one modality, you get 4. And then actually, when I think about it, with the messages at the end, maybe I'll count that as 5, really.
Yeah, so, thank you.
Yeah. So thank you for explaining everything and all your insights. Truly appreciate it. It was great spending time with you, Amanda.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'd like to thank the viewers for watching and the listeners for tuning in. And everyone take care and God bless.